Okay, today, little quick video on the four-step method to solving problems. Okay, what I'm using here is a sequencing map. All right, this is a thinking map. Helps you organize your data based on what happens first, second, third, and fourth. All right, with its supporting details maybe underneath. You would list them like little boxes. So, number one, your first job you do when you do problem solving is list the data you have. Assign it variables, assign the units, things of that sort. Okay, and we need to make sure they're all in the same unit. So if you have one value in meters and one value in centimeters, then you got to change them and make sure they're the same units. Second step, step 2, write the formula. What's the equation you're going to use? You may need to manipulate it. Maybe you've got to solve for a different letter, and so you got to rearrange the whole equation to get what you need to get. Third step, substitute the numbers with the units. Now you take these listed values and you plug them into your formula, but you rewrite it all together so you see it. Okay? And lastly, you have your answer for solving. Okay? And don't even forget your units. So what you have here is an entire process, a thinking process that demonstrates how you attack the problem. Write down what you're given, write down what you think you're going to use for the formula, plug them in, and then solve. This is extremely important because this whole process evaluates your thinking, not just the final answer. Okay? I really don't care. This isn't necessarily just like a standard math problem where all you care about is the actual answer. I care about all this. This shows me how you think. Here's an example for you. Part 1, listing our data. Maybe we're doing area calculation for something. The length was 5 centimeters. The width was 3 centimeters. The area is, we don't know. Our equation, area equals length times width. All right, if I had to manipulate it, maybe I would move around. Maybe I had to solve for width. Then I would have to divide both sides by length. Okay? Next, I will plug in my values. I substitute in the length and the width in for those variables. And then I solve, having my answer with its units. Okay? Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. That's the four-step method. Show what you know, write the equation, write down the basics, give us an answer. This may seem very simple at first, but when in physics classes, or maybe you take physics later on, as story problems get more complex and there's more variables to know and more equations get more complex, it's too much for your brain to handle. Write it down. This becomes a demonstration of how you think in terms of solving a problem. It's a great technique, but once again, if you don't practice it, you won't be successful. All right? So spend some time doing it. Now, two-part homework problem from this. Number 1, copy this down in your notes. You need to show me this copied in order to get credit for it. Okay? Drawing your own thinking map for the four-step method. Secondly, you need to compare and contrast this four-step method with how you would solve a puzzle. Like a children's puzzle, with little pieces that you plug all in together. Maybe you try to, make Elmo's face or something. Think about how you take that puzzle, right? If I went home to one of my son's puzzles, he's a 4-year-old, and I dumped all those pieces out on the table, what would be the next step? Is there a logical step that I should do with those pieces in order to get to a solution? Think about that technique and this technique. Compare and contrast. How are they like? How are they different? Right? Two-part problem. 2 parts for homework. Copy and the compare and contrast. See ya.